Hello there, Aquarius. Thank you for stopping by for your weekly tarot forecast for the week of March 2nd through March 8th. I am using the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg once again. And so let's see, what do we have here for the first day? For Monday, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse, to me, whenever this card comes up, this is just telling me that on Monday you are passing along some good ideas to somebody in your sphere of influence. Now, this can be giving advice to somebody of a personal nature, or this can be passing along ideas as far as business-wise. Either way. But I do feel like, yeah. I feel like for a lot of you, this is going to be some very personal advice that you're going to be passing along on Monday. Maybe 20% of you were looking at some business ideas that you're passing along to other people. Maybe you're a supervisor to other people and you're passing along some ideas to them about, efficiency and work and that type of thing. But for most of you, I'm feeling like this is really passing along some ideas to help somebody with their personal life, to help them really get a grip on different things that are going on for themselves. So, I want to move on to Tuesday. Tuesday we have the Six of Cups coming up in reverse. This is really talking about having some memories of the way things used to be that maybe aren't so pleasant. So these memories, when you look back at them, you just kind of go, wow, I'm glad I'm not in that anymore. I'm glad that's over. That's how that actually comes up, and it's interesting, you're the second sign this week to get that same card on Tuesday. I don't remember who the other sign was, but it was pretty early on. So, very interesting. Anyway, looking back at the past and just being grateful that things are not the way they used to be, being grateful that time changes things and we have a chance to come into other phases and different cycles of our lives and to work into better places than where we used to be. So Wednesday, Aquarius, what we have showing up here is the Six of Coins in reverse. Six of Coins in reverse just means that you get to be the generous person. Somebody is going to be coming up to you and asking you for some kind of help. And yes, it might be financial. It may also be emotional help. Maybe they need a shoulder to cry on. So this could be any kind of help. This could be like physical labor help. This could be a material asset that they need to borrow or something like that. And so this is your chance to decide, okay, am I going to be the nice guy and go ahead with this help, or am I not going to? And I feel like most of you actually do go ahead and help this person. And oh, interesting. It's feeling like for some of you, the type of help we're talking about is somebody coming to you with a very serious problem. Maybe an addiction type problem where they come to you and say, I'm in over my head. How do I fix this? And they ask you for help in finding a way to fix this. So for some of you, this is not just a little thing of, can I borrow a cup of sugar? But this can be a pretty big life impacting thing. Okay, so Aquarius, moving on to Thursday, what we have coming up is we have the Five of Clubs in reverse. Five of Clubs in reverse is just telling me, Aquarius, that you're involved in some kind of competition on Thursday, that if you let yourself stay involved in this competition, it really just tears down at your self-esteem. And so it's not a very healthy type of competition. I see this a lot of times within families with different sibling rivalry type things, one-upmanship type stuff. This goes on in the office place too, where there's jealousy and people just always trying to look better than the next guy. This type of competition. So, the trick is when you see yourself involved in this type of situation, the first thing that you want to do is figure out, how can I step out of this and keep my self-esteem and myself intact? That's the best thing that you can do when you realize you're in one of those types of competitive situations. Now, Friday, you have the Knight of Coins showing up in reverse. This is just telling me some of you are actually playing hooky on Friday. Some of you are coming in late. Some of you are going to work and just not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You just don't feel like working. And then some of you are going to be splurging with your money. Some of you are going to be spending money on things that were not in the budget. And for some of you, you're just going to have something come up that really isn't in your control that's going to kind of take a bite out of your budget. But basically, the bottom line, when you have the Knight of Coins coming up in reverse, Aquarius, this is just telling me that on Friday, you're in a situation where you're not being diligent about either earning your money or budgeting your money, or you have something comes up that's out of control that kind of attacks your budget. Okay, so that's one of those three things is what's coming up for you on Friday. Now, Saturday, the falling tower in reverse, Aquarius. This is much better in reverse than it is right side up. The falling tower in reverse. Usually this is not how I translate this card, but I do have something different coming in for you guys. Lucky you. This is actually talking about that you are going through some inner changes on Saturday, that your perspective is going to be suddenly shifted. And I feel like for most of you Aquariuses, this is going to have to do with a particular person in your life, that something is going to happen and suddenly everything is going to click with you. There's been a situation with this particular person for most of you Aquariuses that not all the puzzle pieces really have been adding up. And as long as those puzzle pieces haven't been adding up, you've been kind of taking this person at face value, even though you know it doesn't feel right, it doesn't seem right, but you've been taking them at face value. Well, something happens on Saturday that kind of makes all the puzzle pieces all fit together, and now you get it. And now you understand the whole situation so much better. And so as you understand that whole situation so much better, your perspective about this person does a complete 180. Whatever it was you thought about this person before completely shifts. And I'm feeling like for some of you Aquariuses, this is a person that you did not have much respect for, that you just thought that they were just kind of, not somebody to be taken seriously at all. Whenever this really comes out to light, all of a sudden you are going to be feeling great respect for them, and you're going to be really appreciative of who they are and their integrity. For others of you Aquariuses, you're facing a situation that's really the opposite, where this is somebody that you really had high on a pedestal, and now all of a sudden you're realizing, wait a second, they never earned that pedestal. Why did I put that pedestal under them? Okay, so it could go either way. Just kind of have to wait and see what happens and where the truth shakes out on Saturday. Now, Sunday, we have the Hierophant in reverse, rebelling against tradition. That's what I'm hearing for you guys. You Aquarius people aren't all that much for tradition anyway, from what I've seen, but Sunday maybe even more so. You're feeling even more rebellious. This is a day where you're not doing anything that you've ever done just the way you've done it before, just because that's the way you've always done it. This is a day of thinking outside the box and doing some new and different types of adventures on Sunday. Excuse me a moment. Trying to get rid of the tickle in my throat. So anyway, that is your week, Aquarius. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, please check out my website. I do more than psychic tarot. I also do mediumship as well as spiritual healing. So check out my website. I'm at amista.info, amista.info. Once you've looked around there a little bit, if you still feel like I'm the best person for you to work with, feel free to get in touch with me and we will schedule a session with you as quickly as possible. For everybody else, feel free to see me again next week right here. Everyone have a great week. Peace out.